They say time buries the dead, but does not silence their cries. And in the land of Omalu, where the river runs deep and secrets even deeper, the cry of one woman still echoes. I am an old man now, but I remember. I remember the night the sky turned red. The night the river swallowed a prince. The night a woman's tears became a curse. They call it the prophecy, a warning never to mix blood between Omalu and Ehuma. But that is not the beginning. It all began with Queen Obiageri. Let me tell you the story the elders spit when you ask them. Long before King Omalu wore the crown, he lived behind the shadow of his elder brother, Prince Dabira, the people's lion. Dabira was everything a king should be: brave, wise, and beloved. The throne was his by birth and by destiny. But destiny is like a goat. It follows the one with the palm frond. Obiageri was not yet queen, just a brilliant daughter of a hunter married to Prince Oba, and her heart wanted more. She loved Oba so much, but love was not enough. She wanted him to be king. So she sought help, not from the gods of the land, but from the spirits who bless with one hand and take with the other. What happened next, no one truly knows. Some say Prince Dabira was poisoned during the festival of New Yams. Others say he woke one night, walked into the forest, and was never seen again. After several failed searches for Prince Dabira, Prince Oba was crowned king of Omalu, and Obiageri stood beside him, finally a queen. But the rat that helped the lizard climb the tree will not rest when the lizard built his home. Obiageri thought she had won, but did she? Years passed. Queen Obiageri gave birth to a son, Chizoba, but they called him Zoba. He was her joy, her jewel, but from the moment he entered the world, his cry was soft, his steps were slow. The palace healers said nothing at first, but Obiageri knew. The boy was sickle, a sickle child, they called him in low tones. King Oba, once full of passion, looked at the boy and saw shame. A kingdom cannot rest on broken bones, he said. The gods will not bless weakness. Obiageri wept. She pleaded. She reminded him of her sacrifices, of what she had done to make him king. But Oba's heart had turned to iron. He took a second wife, Queen Kechi, and Kechi bore him a strong, healthy son, Prince Ikenna. Ikenna was declared heir to the throne of Omalu. Obiageri was silenced. Zoba was forgotten. Truly, the one who digs a pit for another must not sleep near the edge. Years passed and Obiageri was already sinking. Her son would not inherit the throne she fought so hard to secure. Some say Oba sent her away because of her jealous and envious characters towards Nkechi. Others say she walked out with her son in her arms and vengeance in her mouth. Queen Obiageri vanished into the wild and sought companionship with the seer of the dark moon, a woman so old, even time bowed before her. He took my place, she cried. He took my son's future. Let the gods make him pay, she told the seer. The seer studied her face and said, the tree does not fall on the man who planted it, but it can fall on his children. Then let his son become the weapon of his ruin, she said. In Omalu, Prince Ikenna grew, tall and noble, everything his father wanted. He reminded the villagers of the lost and forgotten Prince Dabira, because truly, they both had one thing in common: creeping away from their chambers and hanging around the river or forest without guards. While Prince Dabira was a warrior, always seen practicing his hunting and fighting skills, no one could tell exactly what Prince Ikenna was always doing in the forest and riverside. But shadows carry whispers. And and servants began to talk. The prince sleeps out at night. He returns with leaves in his hair. Who is he meeting? King Oba heard this, but did not believe. He took it as youthful exuberance. But one servant took it upon himself to discover what the prince did when he sneaked out. And he did. Prince Ikenna had been secretly seeing the child of King Okpara, the king of Ehuma, Olamma, bold, beautiful, brilliant, but completely forbidden. They had met at one of the yearly rituals to renew the bond between both kingdoms of Omalu and Ehuma. The two kingdoms over the decades had been in disagreement of who truly owns the Erim River. And just a few years ago, the two kings decided to end the strife and share the river as siblings. To seal this, a bond was made that the two kingdoms are siblings and must never intermarry. It was on one of the yearly renewal ceremonies that Ikenna and Olamma met. They met again and again. At first, in daylight, then in secret, beneath trees, beside the river, under the jealous moon. They knew the agreement. They both knew the cost. But the heart does not fear what the head understands. Tell me, does the leopard ask the forest permission before it hunts? Their forbidden love blossomed in the shadows. Wait for the part 2 of this story to know what happened. We have a prize for the best guest.